What up, guys? Nate.
John.
Gonna do some work on the Ranger build today. John was working last night up till like midnight getting some stuff set up for us. So we need to finish some of the bracing here for the bed cage. Gonna try to get the shock tabs welded up. A couple other things that we're working on. We got to figure out brake line extensions for this thing because obviously it's coming up a little bit short. And point out some of the deals that we're going to do on this bracing for the shock mounts.
So basically on the shock mounts, we're going to double shear everything, just a little bit stronger for what it is. I mean, it's not a full-blown race truck or anything like that, but you know, most of these things can be made a lot simpler. Most people make them a lot simpler. I'm going to put 2x2 on the back of the shock mount bracing. I'm going to add another tube to the main hoop for structure down here. Reason being is because me and this kid go way back. I know how he drives, and he's definitely going to put this thing to work, so I need to make sure it holds up. And yeah, so that's pretty much that. And it's hopefully we can make it pretty strong, you know?
Let's get to work, man.
Yeah.
So we got it all tacked up here. Still got to put some plate back here, as Jonathan was saying. We're going to run this down all the way to the bottom of the cage there.
When you're notching, one of the things you got to keep in mind is all this excessive material that's here at the end from the notch, you want to trim down and square off. You don't want to go completely square, but you definitely want a good amount of material so when you're welding, you have a good amount to weld to the parent material.
You got another set of safety glasses?
Yeah. Well, you can use that set right now, but yeah, I got another one somewhere. I got like 6 pairs. So yeah, I don't think I need this clamp anymore. Clear up some space out here.
Had to make sure we get the orange gloves because this is going to be a hybrid Prerunner. You know, California regulations.
California mandatory. Yeah, we'll tack. We can tack this side first. It doesn't matter. It's going to be a light tack, so we'll probably work on this end first.
You got your pedal up there?
I got my pedal, I got my torch, I got my mask. I just need to turn it on. Open my gas, because welding without gas is never a bueno.
We've all done it a few times.
Yeah. I don't want to say it out loud, but I've done it on this one too. It wasn't the best tack. Believe it or not, the spray paint that I used on this before I started getting it all into the truck was Steel It. And Steel It is actually probably one of the only paints that I know that you can spray and weld on.
There's a weld-through primer too.
Yeah?
Yeah, we use that pretty regularly.
But I don't know why I haven't used it with the TIG welder yet. I don't really want to.
So I MIG welded with weld-through primer. It is a pain in the butt though, but it's possible.
Right. So this is actually a pretty decent, pretty decent. Once it starts, it seems like that's been my only problem so far. It takes a second to start, and once it starts, you're burning, man. But that's usually how a MIG welder works one way or another.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mess with the weld too bad.
Huh.
The tubing itself, like these, are the worst because they come with some sort of like oil film on them. So those are something I'm always trying to make sure to get
all that crap off. You see it when you touch it with your bare hands because leaves that residue. Same with like exhaust tubing.
Yeah.
That galvanized whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess a good question would be, because in the drag racing world we paint everything. I'm seeing a lot of off-road guys that are just leaving everything bare steel and then WD-40 and all that.
Right.
What is the purpose behind that?
Just because you got so much more, I mean, I'm not,
'cause.
the craziest familiar with drag racing, but I feel like there would be a few more tubes in an off-road truck than in a drag race truck. I might be wrong.
So instead of trying to get in there and paint everything, they just kind of leave it and spray WD-40?
Well, reason being is because when you want to inspect your truck after every major race or whatever, and for that same reason...
Easier to spot your cracks.
Yeah, it's easier to spot the cracks and stuff like that. So some of the paints can hide it. They can fill it because they flex. They can hide and, you know, flex over the crack or not show completely the crack. So
well, the thing that I see, like Circle Track, like NASCAR, all their chassis are white because they say that it's easier to spot a crack with white paint than it is with like black that you see on a lot of pretty much anything else that everybody's running. You know?
Right.
So I was just kind of curious. My theory was you're going through so much sand that it's just sandblasting it, and you'd be painting it every day.
No, I mean mainly I feel like it's just for cracks, but yeah, I mean maybe
you guys let us know.
Yeah, keep us posted because we don't know what the hell.
Yeah, next time we hang out with John and the trophy truck guys, maybe that'll be a question. You know, I thought about going to grab my welding helmet.
Go for it. If you got it?
Yeah, hold on, dude.
You can grab that one right there.
Not the first time I've been blinded from welding, dude.
Definitely not the face shield, but the one behind it.
Yeah.
I think we're pretty much where we want to be.
Let me know when we're square.
A little bit more. All right, that should be cool right there. Easy peasy. I'll go ahead and hit this side too if you're good.
Go for it.
Take a step back real quick and make sure it looks decent.
It looks square. Yeah.
So.
I'm gonna grab a little piece of.
Believe it or not, I'm not measuring too much, so we're just gonna.
My theory was
We're eyeballing it.
for an eyeball, bro. I'd say it's sitting pretty square, but because that was my concern.
Whether
Was
if it's gonna
if
be
it was
flat,
gonna be
yeah.
rocked, you know what I'm saying?
Which
So
it's gonna be a little bit, but
hey, you do good work, bro.
I try. The only other thing that we're gonna do as far as tube work on this thing, I think, is going to be
Those down tubes.
yeah, those down tubes. We can. I mean, we might as well just wait for the flat strap.
Yeah,
to
because
get
you're
here.
gonna go to that
Exactly.
plate, right?
So it's gonna go to this plate, and I was actually thinking about welding a little nub on the bottom there, but I'm not 100% sure it's set on that yet. I might actually just throw it to an angle so that it goes onto those tubes over there.
So this is the back plate that we're missing,
Yep.
but we can still get all this stuff finish weld and actually work today instead of running errands since we're out of some steel.
Yep.
But then the only thing left will be that plate's on, down tube goes from there to the bottom, and we're rocking and rolling.
Yes, sir. The other thing we could do for now, while I'm welding, we need to run fuel lines and brake lines. So those are the only other things I think we're gonna do. Another.
I'm all for running fuel lines while he's welding.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's a good thing they don't have fuel in them right now, you know?
I think that's a fair point to say, since we're being judged on camera, is there is no fuel in this truck. We've been pushing it in and out.
Yeah. It has not ran in a little bit, so we do need to make one more bracket for the front of the fuel cell to get it to hold down. We already got the ones for the rear, and I think I showed you guys that, you know, last time we were on here. So we'll go ahead and weld those in there too, and those are going to actually bolt to the sheet metal of the fuel cell. We're going to throw a couple tacks just on the ends. They don't have to be too crazy. And basically, this is another thing you're going to have to get good at, is getting versatile with your pedal. Since we are controlling all this with our pedal, I get used to using my foot because that's what you're normally supposed to use, but in this case I'm using my knees, I've used my elbows, my forearms, I've used my pinky. You'd be surprised how creative you have to get sometimes when you're working in, well, you know, roll cages and just random off-road
Like
stuff,
being in a jungle gym.
Yeah, exactly. So it gets pretty wild. So we're just going to tack a couple spots right here just so it doesn't flex when we do our final welds, and then we're going to go ahead and tack the other side and then get moving. can't see all the tacks, don't get too worried. There's plenty of tacks you're gonna end up seeing on all the builds we do. Plenty of welding videos. You guys might even get tired of it. Might start telling us to bolt stuff up instead of welding it.
So I do notice that you're right-handed. How long do you have to practice holding the rod in your left hand to get comfortable?
Well, you know, I was always kind of versatile when I was little. So I always, you know, try to play a catch both hands.
When he was little.
Started young.
Yeah, looks like it.
Gets easier when you get older and get married.
True that. The stranger.
The way I'm trying to get my knee, but I'm also using that knee to support myself, so it's not good.
Let me see your little knee action here, bro. This little pedal.
We'll switch it over to my left.
Ooh.
See if I could get that to go.
Left knee, left hand rod. I like it.
A little bit uglier than the other side, but I couldn't get my heat high enough without going too crazy on my knee, so it'll do. Definitely gonna give it a shot.
So this is a pretty jacked up angle to get inside there. So I'm not gonna block them with the camera trying to view it, but you'll see before and after.
I'm gonna hit the top corner. Oh, I went too far in. Like, wanna make 60 bucks? Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fitting loose?
Yeah, because it's a half inch. You got me using metric over here, bro.
It's weird that half inch and my 15 are both missing. That's cool. So you do that. Because of
Not bad.
that first one, I went
Pretty
too high
good.
on the heat.
Trophy truck quality, bro.
Someday. I guess we could tack those plates in into the roll cage already.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, we can completely bolt these things up and then
Shoot them
rock
in
and roll.
Is it better to get a stubby for the back, or are we good with the big one?
I think we'll be okay because we can slide it out far enough to.
Okay.
Here, I'll wrench it and you do it.
Good.
Hey, you need nuts, huh?
Need some nuts. Alright, so I said I was going to stand up when I do this, so I don't know why, but I figured that was going to be
You gotta be an acrobat to TIG weld.
You do, man. Sometimes you'd be surprised. So, let me see if I can get a good angle. Justin's missing out today.
Hey, bro. Yeah, let's keep this the same frame because nobody's gonna believe it.
Oh,
Dang,
snap,
son.
dude. Where did mine stop?
Suck it, bro. Up
No, I'm
here.
just kidding.
I'll say that's pretty darn good, man.
Not bad. Not bad, not bad.
Alright, so it's a couple days later now, but you guys just watched my first TIG weld. Came out pretty good. Stay tuned for some more Prerunner videos. We're finishing up that bed cage and got a couple things to knock out on the front end for him, and then that thing's ready to roll. Hit that subscribe button and don't forget to click that bell, and we'll see you guys next time.